Welcome to solverfy.
In the question, it is given average revenue per person is $7,500 and variable cost per person is $6,300. So we can easily find out contribution per person. Contribution per person will be average revenue per person subtracted from its variable cost. So if we less this figure, then we are going to get $1,200. So this is the contribution per person. Also, the fixed cost is given as fixed cost annually. It is $570,000. $570,000. So the first question has asked break-even point in units. Break-even point in units. So for it, the formula will be fixed cost divided by contribution per person. So we know that fixed cost is how much? $570,000. $570,000 and contribution per person we have calculated, that is $1,200. So if we solve this, then we are going to get 475 packages. So the company needs 475 packages at this 1200 contribution level to reach its break-even point. Now in the second question is asking revenue needed to earn an operating income of $102. Operating income to be earned is given as $102,000. So we need to find out the revenue that needed to be earned. So for it, the formula will be desired revenue or sales that is required to earn the operating income of $102 will be fixed cost plus operating income divided by PV ratio. Now we can easily find out the PV ratio. PV ratio is contribution per unit, that is $1,200 upon average revenue per person $7,500 into 100. This will give us 16%. So the PV ratio is 16%. So we will put the values in the formula, that is the fixed cost is $570,000 and operating income needed to earn is $102, $102,000 and the PV ratio is 16%. So if we solve this, we are going to get 4200 000. So we need the revenue of 4200 000 in order to earn operating income of 100. And now for third question, it is saying that if fixed costs are increased by $19,000, that is the fixed cost was of $570,000, and if it is increased by $19,000, then what amount of decrease would be needed in variable cost to have the same break-even unit as before? So the new fixed cost will be $570,000 with the increase amount of $19,000. So this gives us $589,000. So here we will first calculate the contribution needed for this amount. We know that break-even point BEP in units, the formula is fixed cost upon contribution per unit, and as per the question, the new fixed cost has been increased by $19,000. So the new fixed cost is $589,000, and contribution we don't know, because here the contribution or the first of all the variable cost is to be decreased. So the contribution is unknown, that is X, and in the question it is saying that we need to maintain the same break-even unit that we have calculated before in the question 1, that is 475. So this should come as 75. So if we solve this, then for the value of X, then we are going to get X is equals to $1240, and this is the contribution amount. X is the contribution per unit. So what amount of decrease we need in the sales revenue so that our contribution is this much? So we will calculate this one. We know that average revenue per person is $7,500, and contribution, the new contribution that we have calculated per person is $1,240. So if we subtract these two items, then we are going to get our variable cost per person. So this will comes to $6260, new variable cost per person. So earlier the variable cost was of, we can see that $6,300. Now it's of 6260. That means there is a decrease of $40 in variable cost. So if fixed costs are increased by $19,000, then we have to decrease our variable cost by $40 in order to have the same break-even point of 475 packages. Now in the question 4, it is saying that if the average revenue is increased to $8,200, so the new revenue per person is $8,200, and if the variable cost is same as before, then this should be $6,300. So the new contribution per package or per person is our $1,900. Therefore, in order to have, now the break-even unit will be changed as the new revenue has been changed. So the new break-even point, that is BEP in units, will be, we know the formula, fixed cost upon contribution per person. So this will give us 570,000 is the fixed cost given in the question, and the new contribution we have calculated to be $1,900. So this will give us 300 packages. So if the sales revenue is been increased to $8,200, then the new break-even point will be lower down from 475 package, it will comes to 300 packages. Now lastly, the question is asking factors needed to be considered before increasing the price. Factors to be considered. Now if the company decide to increase its price per package, it has to consider several factors. Like, first factor is the customers. The, who are our customers? What they want. Either they want cheaper price in the product, or they want quality service, and price hike is not so significant. Now, if we consider this parameter, if our customer are of those standards who want cheaper price of services, then for them, if we are going to increase the price, then it's for sure that we are going to lose such customers. So before increasing price, if our customers are of cheaper price bracket, we need to cut down our costs and see whether some services can be excluded so that the price becomes cheaper. Now, the second category of customers are the customers who want quality services, and for them, a little bit of price hike is not so significant. So in that case, what we can do, we can increase our some of the services and we can hike the price also. The second parameter that we should be considering is the our competitors, and this becomes very much vital. Like, if the competitor in the market, they are offering the same services at lower price than our, then in that case, if we are going to increase our price, then in such cases we are going to lose our customers to the competitors. So this also is the one of the parameter that we need to consider. Now the second is the positioning of our product. What is the function, what is the status of the position of our product, whether we are already established branch. If we are already established brand, then in that case we have a customers who are loyal to our brand, and as a result, what will happen if we are going to increase our price, that loyalty will retain them and we are not going to lose our customers. So we have to see these various parameters before increasing the price. Thank you.